completing the Secret Inheritance Cycle set you were never supposed to own. This is the Gibraltar Library Binding Edition of Eragon, reinforced and designed to survive hundreds of readings in schools and libraries. And this is my childhood copy after dozens of readings. These were never meant to be sold to the public, which is why they're a pain to find. Sure, they pop up on the secondhand market, but don't trust those ISBNs. I went through almost 20 duds trying to complete my set. Each listing had the correct ISBN and library binding in the description, and every single seller sent me a standard edition missing its dust jacket. Though I probably made my life harder going for the deluxe editions of the JLBs. Not to say the standard editions were any easier, but I had to go for the rarest of the rare. If anyone else is interested in trying to complete a set, check out EragonCollecting.com. They have listed ISBNs in the ISBN search feature, but take those with a grain of salt. Here's what I paid for my books. Eragon, $100. This one unfortunately doesn't have a deluxe JLB, but led to the most duds. I went high because I figured the seller would have to have known what they had for that price. Naturally, the random $8 listing I tried afterwards was also it, but the $100 one is almost in pristine condition. I don't think it's ever been rented out. Eldest, $5. This one was just lucky. Second most duds after Eragon. I went with an $80 listing that wasn't it, and even tried a $230 listing from a seller who didn't actually have the book. I canceled once I realized they were a dropshipper. Decided to take a chance on a $5 Goodwill listed on eBay, and it turned out to be it. Still ecstatic over it, though the book has a little bit of water damage. Eragon Eldest Omnibus, $10. Surprisingly, one of my easiest finds. Since this was already a budget book, I didn't really think libraries would order a JLB of that when they can just pick up Eragon and Eldest separately. I did have one dud, but the next listing on Amazon turned out to be it. Bazinga, $134. This one was annoying. Not only was each try pricey, no seller would send pictures, and these were all listed between $80 to $100. I brought all 5 listings on ISBN search, and naturally, the last listing was the one I was looking for. Good luck to anyone else aiming for a copy. Inheritance, $100. My easiest find in the listing that sent me down the rabbit hole. Once I saw that gold foil on eBay, I had to pick it up. I foolishly thought that finding the rest of the JLBs would be easy. This took almost half a year. The Fork, the Witch, and the Worm, $9. The second JLB I ever found, convincing me that the search would be easy, that sellers would correctly list the ISBN and library binding in the description and actually meant they had a library binding. I was wrong. Murtagh, $30. Since it's a newer book, a listing saying library edition is going to mean what it says. I can't imagine the special edition getting a JLB since the Get Underline edition is pretty much in the same format, but I'll keep my eye out. Eragon, the illustrated edition, $30. Same logic as Murtagh, newer book, reliable listings. I found mine on Amazon. If I'm not the first person to own this set, I'm certainly the first one to document it. Happy hunting, folks!